Okay, so we will start with a meditation time as customary. I understand that the AirPods are not really great for the chanting, and my preference is my other microphone, but it will pick up more of the sound than these two. So let's sit for a bit together, please. I'm really glad to see you here. Yeah. You can rest your hands in your lap as you like. And bring your attention in. You can sift through the noise of your own mind to arrive here. If you have not yet, begin to lengthen up through the crown of your skull. Slide your shoulder blades down your upper back. And bring a quality of grounding into your tailbone, your sitting bones, whatever parts of you are making contact with the ground. And begin to deepen your breath. So your body has arrived, the mind is arriving, the breath can now arrive and bring together the orchestra of all of your parts to be here for your practice. Now, as you deepen your breath, start to get a sense of where the breath moves easily up and down the spine, and any place also where it doesn't move easily. It's even more helpful if you take notice of the places that commonly you have a difficulty breathing more deeply, and the areas where you commonly have a sense that the breath generally goes there with greater receptivity. Do that for 2 more breath cycles, please. You can join your hands together at your heart. And we'll chant Sahana Vavatu, Sahana Bhunaktu. We'll do our best together. Let's begin. Sahana Vavatu, Sahana Bhunaktu, Savidyam Karavavaye. Tejasvinavaditamastu ma vidveshavaye. Sahana vavatu, sahana bhunaktu, savidyam karavavaye. Tejasvinavaditamastu ma vidveshavaye. Sahana vavatu, sahana bhunaktu, savidyam karavavaye. Tejasvinavaditamastu Ma Videshavai. Om Shanti Om. Shanti Shanti Om. You may bow your head to your heart. And then placing your hands out over your knees, particularly if you're sitting cross-legged. If you're sitting in Vajrasana, put your hands more to the outsides of the knees so that the arms are a little wider than shoulder width. And then as we inhale, let's go up into the cow pose spine. So the whole front body gets to open, like you're opening a zipper. And then exhale, bring your head down and curl in towards your very center. And inhale to roll through, again, noticing where your body moves with ease, where the breath is welcomed easily. And exhale, go down, keeping an eye on also where things are difficult or where there might be some interruption or stagnation today. Let's do 3 more breath cycles. In the process of moving, breathing, sensing, as you become aware of where energy moves easily and also where it doesn't, and start making a little hypothesis about why is energy in some places more smooth and in other places less available. When you next exhale and curl down, let that be the last one. Bring your torso to an upright place. Interlace your fingers and place your hands on top of your head. Now, as your hands go here, this is a review from this week. Press up with the crown of your skull and press down with the hands as you squeeze the heels of the hands kind of in against your head. And then we're going to use this posture so that when you inhale the breath lower, middle, and upper third, you could sense that the breath actually rises up to the crown of the skull. When we exhale, we're going to be taking the arms down really slowly along the front side of the body. And that'll go to a complete exhalation. Let's do that together. Breathe in at your pace, lower, middle, and upper. Breathing into inhale suspension. And then exhale through the nose and slowly lower your hands. And though your hands are coming down, the breath is going up the front of the spine. Keep reaching into the crown of your skull. And place your hands again on top of your head. We'll do this about 4 times. So press up, squeeze the heels of your hands against the head comfortably. Begin with your inhale. And then exhale slowly, smoothly. Make it a consistent exhale so the tone at the base of your belly increases. And the end of the exhale, you deeply relax the belly and receive the next in-breath. And twice more. Breathing in. in your own timing, breathing out, but being extra thoughtful that the end of the exhale has that deepest tone, which you'll then relax to receive the inhalation. And do that one more time, please. Follow your own timing for the exhale. And again, you're going to the end of the exhale. So there is a kind of finality and then the relaxation of the belly. The next inhale comes to you. So keeping a sense of that process, we're not now going to have that strong exhale with the relaxation part, but I want you to still sense first, middle, and upper thirds of the breath. Please clasp your hands and inhale first, middle, and upper as you raise your heart, your arms, and your eyes. So this is familiar to most all of you. Now let's exhale, side bend to the left. Keep your right hip grounded. Inhale up to center. Exhale, side bend to your right, keeping the left hip grounded. Inhale up to center. Now exhale, twist to your right. Take your left hand to your right knee. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, twist to your left. Inhale, rise up. And now returning to the other part of this familiar practice, glide the hands down so your pinkies are at the base of your skull. Okay. Then inhale, sweep the elbows forward and up. Yes. And then exhale, make the elbows wide, press the base of your skull back into your pinky fingers. Inhale, bring your left elbow forward, right elbow up, twist to your right. Exhale to go wide. And inhale to your left. Exhale to go wide. Now inhale, press up through the heels of your hands. And for the exhale, sweep your arms wide. Come all the way down. Rest your hands out over your knees. And let's just ask inside now, what is your capacity for feeling that which is most indwelling? Sifting through any mental noise or riffraff. So today we're going to keep focusing into a twisting practice. Let me change my camera here. I have to see better to do it. There we go. So from where you're sitting right now, please shake your legs out, but keep yourself on your 2 blankets. I will join you back there. And take my water glass with me. So shake the legs out in case they get a little bit stiff when you're doing the meditation part. And then please put the soles of your feet together in Badakanasana. It may help you to have a couple of blocks for practice today. So in Badakanasana, we're going to go towards a forward bend version of this pose. So when I sit up on 2 blankets, I have an easier time coming towards my forward bend because this is not a natural area of flexibility for me. You can decide, of course, for yourself, and you can place the blocks for your hands if they're not going to comfortably reach the floor. And when you come forward, the spine is still symmetrical. And yesterday in class, I talked about as if you were a lighthouse, an old-fashioned lighthouse that has a spiral staircase inside. So if you could picture the spine as a part of a lighthouse with this spiral staircase, notice if you were to be walking up that staircase, where is there ease? You feel confident. The steps are smooth. Where does the breath easily move as you go from the base to the crown? And then with an exhale, walk your hands back towards your ankles. Now taking the block for the right hand, let's take the left hand across the tops of the feet and right hand behind. Please twist to your right. Now the spine is upright. So try to keep the Badakanasana base really established and twist to your right, eyes open or closed. So this is a relatively open twist. We talk about some twists as having a bind and some twists have asymmetries. This one is symmetrical and it doesn't have a bind to it. Breathe in again, please. And as you exhale, come around to face forward. Take the block for your left hand, cross your right hand over your feet, and twist to your left, please. With a relatively spacious twist, notice how your body is breathing, where there's ease on this internal spiral staircase, and the places where there isn't ease. And then with an exhale, rotate around to face forward. Okay, so that is symmetrical because the legs are doing the same. In a bit, we're going to come to asymmetrical twists that have a bind to them. Let's come up to Prasara to Paratanasana right now, which is the standing wide leg forward bend. So step your feet out. This is still symmetrical. And let's walk the hands forward. I'm going to recommend the blocks for this one this afternoon, because we're going to reach under at a certain point. So I'm recommending the blocks to keep your hands at a particular height. And let's breathe in, imagining the spine like a small spiral staircase. Noticing where you have ease of breath and where you don't. Please keep both legs stable and your hips centered. Take your left hand to go under and reach towards your right ankle. You may hold the top of your right foot. You might hold the ankle or the shin. You might just reach to the floor to give support if you can't reach your actual leg. And as you're twisting, this is now a symmetrical base. All twists have some asymmetry because you're just twisting to the right or the left, but this is a symmetrical base, and still it's not a pose with a lot of binding for the twist. But it is more limited than the Badakanasana twist. So notice where your little staircase is easily breathing and smoothly traversed. And any place where it's not. You're going to exhale, return the left hand out over the block. Take your right hand under. And as you reach across, hold the top of your foot or your ankle, the outside of your shin, or just simply place your hand towards the floor. Let's make the legs steady and symmetrical. And notice when you twist in this direction, where is there ease of access? Where is it bumpy? And then with your exhale, reach your right hand back to the blocks. And then let's go walk the hands back towards your feet, and we'll do heel toe until you're going to be in Uttanasana, the standing forward bend. And then shift your hands to your hips and please rise up to standing. Okay, being upright. So now let's step to the front of the mat. We are going to focus on twists, and we'll do a couple standing twists. Yesterday we got to play with this in the sun salutation. We had the legs wide on the mat. We're looking at Pavrita Trikanasana. So step to the front of your mat to start. Join your hands together at your heart. Reach up through the crown of your skull. And let's go with the inhale, Ujjayi. Reaching up. So right now the spiral staircase is symmetrical. And then exhale, chair pose. Okay, root down. And as you rise up, think of it like a slinky getting taller or longer, or that spiral staircase getting taller. And then exhale, come forward and down, Uttanasana. Inhale, glide your heart forward. Okay, let's exhale, take the left toes straight back to what you know of as your base for the crescent lunge. And please rise up with your inhalation, keep the left heel lifted. And then simply take the arms wide like a T. Okay, now with the right leg forward, twist to your left with the upper torso, twist to your right with the upper torso only. So reach the left arm forward as a part of the twist. Often we think of where we're going in the twist. We don't give as much attention to the support structures. So left arm forward, forward, rotate, come down, and twist to your right. And then press into your right outer heel, raise the left arm forward, and as you open back up to the horizon, come to symmetry. Okay, let's descend. Exhale, touch the two blocks. Inhale, step your left foot forward, heart forward. Okay, exhale, right toes back. Inhale, rise to your crescent. Let's take the arms just to the T shape, right? So out to the side. And as you begin to twist to your left, think of it more about you're reaching forward with the right arm. And continue reaching. Reaching and rotating simultaneously. Bring your right hand down to the block on your left as you twist left. So my hope is that the way that you came down, you sense there's an integration and a strength that's wrapping around your pose, not that it's flimsy. Okay, so tone your left outer hip, glide your right arm forward, begin to unwind out to this kind of horizon here, and then rising up and descending. Okay, please step backwards, downward dog pose. Breathe in. And now exhale, right foot forward, and do this. Place the right foot on the outside, left foot on the inside, block on the inside, excuse me. So if you put your foot to the outside and the two blocks sneak in, this always reminds me of the equal sign. I don't know. Now you should feel the right hamstring, right outer hip. Glide your heart forward, please. Pivot your left heel to the floor behind you. And notice now the legs and the pelvis and the sacrum are asymmetrical. Let's begin by walking the left block forward of the right block. Now the arms are also asymmetrical. Keep the right arm straight as you walk the left arm forward. So there's a small twist happening in your thoracic spine. There's also a tiny side bend happening in the thoracic spine. The twist and the side bend are both going to the right. So breathe in. Now make the right arm the stronger of the two and walk the block with the left hand back to where it began. Press into your left arm, make it the stronger of the two. Root down from your shoulder to your hand and begin opening to your right. The left arm has a significant responsibility here in the twist. Let's exhale, slowly unwind. Scooch your left block to where it normally is for your downward dog. Switch your right foot and your right hand. And step backwards, please. Notice the upper back, right to left. It might feel different in the upper right quadrant and the upper left quadrant. And then left foot forward. Switch the block and your foot. Do-si-do, we say. Bring the right block in. So you have this like equal sign here. Glide your heart forward. And pivot the right heel behind you. So when you pivot your right heel back, you're going to notice that your right hip also goes further back than your left hip. So the legs and the pelvis and the sacrum are asymmetrical. Take a big step forward with your right hand. Keep the left arm strong. So you do have a side bend in your spine. It's going to the left. And there is a little twist in your thoracic spine, also to your left. So inside, your spiral staircase should feel like Alice in Wonderland. Now let's bring the right hand and its block back and begin to press firmly down through your right arm. So focus on the strength from your right upper back, right shoulder blade, right arm. Begin to twist to your left. Notice the areas where you need that sense of strength. Notice any place where it feels like that strength might be lacking. And as you exhale, observe the process of returning. And let's place the two blocks as you would for your dog pose. So do-si-do, your left foot and your block, and please step backwards. Bring your knees to the floor in table pose. And now in this table pose, I'm going to ask you to keep the right block stable and walk your left hand forward on the floor. So that's very asymmetrical, right? So if you go from your table pose customary like this, and then you're going to step your left arm down, the right shoulder blade, the right rib cage, the thoracic spine. They have to agree to this transition. Keep the right arm steady, please. And inhale to table. Walk your right hand forward. So now the left arm has to hold steady. We're asking for movement under the left scapula into the thoracic spine. Press down as you inhale, return to table. Try it one more time, left hand forward. Keep the right arm steady. Inhale, press into your right arm to return to table. And then take the left arm as the strong arm, walk your right hand forward. And then press down into your left arm, inhale to table pose. And exhale, sit back to kneeling. You may take one block to kneel on if that makes it easier, or sit directly to your Vajrasana. And go inside your little staircase and see, okay, what's happening in there? Where is energy moving easily up the spine? Where is it not? And now we're going to try something that I haven't taught very much in the online classes, just hadn't come up. So I'm going to ask you to sit on 2 blankets so that they're tall. We've done a little bit of this, but not so much just yet. So this is what I'm going to now call asymmetrical and more compressed twisting. So when you take a seat on the blankets, let's be deliberately higher up and take your right leg, please, out to the right, like you would for the pose janu sirsasana. Remind yourself that the knee needs support. So I'm going to ask you to put the right leg so that the blankets end behind your knee. And then take the left leg like Badakanasana. So something like this. Like it's a little bit awkward. Yeah. So right leg steady, left leg like Badakanasana. Right. Without knocking over your water glass. Take your 2 blocks, please, and walk them on the diagonal. So if the right leg we were to say is out, let's put that at 3 o'clock, and let's imagine that my toes are pointing at noon, then I'm walking the blocks towards the space between noon and 3. So press the left knee down towards the floor using your left hip joint, not using your hands or anything. Try to keep both sitting bones on the blankets. Now walk the blocks back. As you come upright, take the left hand to the inside edge of your left foot. So that's like we did with Badakanasana earlier. With your right hand on your block, please twist to your right. So you're going to be facing more towards your right leg. And raise the left arm up. And now we're coming out over towards the right leg. And yes, that will be, there's a side bend and there's a twist. It may be awkward for some. You may not reach your foot. It could be too far away. You might sense the left knee wants to pop up away from the floor. So try to keep reaching the left thigh and the left knee back. And then glide your left arm forward. Inhale, rise up to sit. And exhale to release. And let's bring the right leg in without knocking over the water glass. Bring it into Badakanasana. And let's see what it feels like to be. Your body's going to be placed in a symmetrical position, but you will not feel symmetrical. This is my guess. And now let's take the left leg out on the other side of the blankets. And hopefully you do have the blankets folded in the long way so that when you take your leg out, you have support behind the knee. So it's not going to hyperextend being up on the blankets. And put the right leg in Badakanasana like this. And we take the 2 blocks. I'm just having a, that guy's name was Bob the painter. And I was having a Bob the painter moment. We'll take the happy blocks to reach in the happy direction. He was always painting those happy trees. You guys might have seen him on PBS. You can bring your attention to your happy staircase, the spiral staircase inside the spine. So one of the things about springtime and the Kapha dosha is we really are going to start looking inward to see, okay, where are things sedentary? Where is stuff not moving that well? Where do I have ease of movement? How can I bring balance to that? So walk the blocks back, rise up to sitting, and then take your right hand. You're going to go against the inside edge of your right foot, twist to your left. Press your right knee down. So that's coming from inside the hip joint, not with the hand, but just going straight down from inside the hip joint. Raise your right arm. And then come out over your left leg. And it might be that your toe is too short, so it's hard to reach it. You need a bigger toe. This is asymmetrical and it has a side bend, like the left side of the torso is shorter. The right side is more open. And there's a twist. You're taking all of that into account. Enjoy a deep breath in. And then inhale, rise up to sit. And bring your left leg back to your Badakanasana. And sit upright. Your body will be symmetrical, but you may not feel symmetrical. Okay, now we're up on these 2 blankets. Let's go from, this is called Badakanasana. And we're going to make up this name as you go forward. It's like a little boat shape. So the feet are forward of where they were for Badakanasana. Now for some of you, when you come down, you might be a little bit like me where you could rest your elbows. This is a very different flexibility for me from Badakanasana because of the angle that the femurs are at in the hip sockets. And it may be different for you also. So when you come forward, let the knees kind of open towards the floor, the upper inner thighs, and soften any unnecessary tension. And then raise your chest and heart and slide your feet, let's say almost to straight, like 80% forward, and put the heels of the feet together and the toes out. I used to call this the Fonzie pose. I hope that's not disrespectful to anybody. even to Fonzie himself. And then please rise up to sitting and now take the legs to straight. So you're sitting on these two blankets. That means that for some of you, you're higher up than you would normally be for Paschimottanasana. So come on down, let's see what it's like. And bring your hands back to the blankets that you were sitting on. Okay, to make this smooth and efficient, let's reach your hips forward, please. Good. Take a block with you if you're going to need one. I'm going to have you lie backwards over your blankets. And for some of us, lying backwards over two blankets is within our flexibility. So we just lie back, no blanket or block for the head. And for others, you'll want to put something under your head as you lie backwards. And then please roll to your side to release from your back bend over the blankets, and pivot your blankets to go under your knees. Since you have your two blocks, let's place them under your heels. So what happens there is you'll have the knees just slightly elevated, and then the heels, I would put them on the medium setting, please. So it acts like a very gentle inversion. Actually, your body will experience this as a time to recirculate back towards the spiral staircase. I hope you find my analogy or my image to be amusing. I'm amused by it, so I guess even if I'm the only one, I'm enjoying my amusement. You can rest your hands over the pelvis or the belly if you like, or arms out to the side for Shavasana. And in your Shavasana, really let yourself arrive. It's kind of like we made the earth and the water all like unctuous inside. Let yourself sink in now. Yeah. Thanks for being willing to explore. Allow your mind to drop in and down. Let your body get heavy, reconnecting to its own earthy, watery nature. Watch your body getting more deeply still, the mind more deeply at rest. Allow the rest for the mind and the body to keep going even more deeply in. So it penetrates the roots. This time of year, those root tendrils are waking up. So allow the mind and body to be deeply restored there. Not only a superficial replenishing. You're welcoming the mind and the body to go a few degrees more deeply into their rest. Profoundly replenishing rest. Now, with a sense of that deep replenishment and knowing you have an opportunity here for the gem of your practice, inside, start making a little memory, like a memory field of being renewed. Even whatever few degrees you have, make a little memory field of that. And then I'd like you to bend your knees and place your feet up on your blanket. Roll to your side, and we'll take those blankets to sit on for a pranayama that supports our meditation. So slide your blankets under your hips. And take the seat that is yours. I put very little support for my meditation seat. It's really just under the back of my sacrum. Rest your hands out over your knees. Remembering the spiral staircase inside, and also recall the pressure you had on the crown of the skull earlier. And take a full breath cycle from the base of the spine, moving up, just lighting up the spiral staircase. And one exhale, doing the same. Going up the front of the spine, up the front of the spine. And any time in this short meditation that you need a reminder about that central channel, just use one breath like that up the staircase from bottom to top for inhale and exhale. If you can sit really still. The mind can be still, the body can be still. And please bring your hands together at your heart. Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you. Namaste. I'm going to come up and see you and find out how you are. I will switch my camera so you can see me better. Okay. How are you feeling? Thank you, Seva. We're getting some inner mud moving. Hey, Vin, you look really kind of snazzy.
It's my snazzy noontime yoga outfit.
Oh, I like it.
Thank you for the teachings. I really appreciate all the twists, especially my back body appreciates them, my lower back body. Thank you.
Thanks for saying. You're welcome. Yeah. Cicely, how did you do today? You feel some revival is coming?
Yeah, I would say that my whole internal organs, everything really appreciated the twisting today. Yeah, and so all the sore muscles in my back too. That was very good. So thank you very much.
You were without power. I think you were the person of the people that I know you had the longest spell without power.
Yeah, and it did require a lot of heavy lifting, and so now it's sort of lots of self-care, repairing. I guess maybe the muscle memory of that experience.
Yeah, well, sometimes after the period of like sympathetic stress, sympathetic dominant stress, then we realize how sore we are. But we don't get to do it during the event. You have to keep going in a way.
Exactly. Yeah, you described it perfectly.
Well, I'm glad you could be here today.
Yeah, my son's school schedule is changing next week. So I'll be trying to get to some of your other classes. I won't be able to make the noon class.
Okay. Yeah, so come to any that you can come to, of course.
I will.
Yeah.
Thank you. Great.
You're welcome.
Sarahjoy?
Yes.
I was coming out of the Shavasana